Good morning. I'm Scott Engel coming at you with another Roto clip here on the morning of July 14th, right after the All-Star game last night. And an exciting All-Star game, certainly if you like pitching. And you can always learn something fantasy baseball-wise from the All-Star game. Look, we all build our fantasy teams around offense, but excellent pitching always beats good hitting. It's an old baseball axiom, but it has some relevance in fantasy baseball too. If you have a pitcher who's annually excellent, who has been proven dominant, don't rush to get rid of the guy. Look, Ubaldo Jimenez had a few shaky starts, but as he proved last night in the All-Star game, and look, so the shadows were creating some problems for the hitters, but still, Jimenez had really good stuff. Don't rush out to deal Ubaldo Jimenez just because you sell high. Make sure you get proper return for him. Here's something interesting. I was in the Braves clubhouse last week, and Billy Wagner was sitting around talking to reporters saying, who are these guys who are saying that Ubaldo Jimenez is struggling? 15-1? I'd certainly like to be struggling like that. Ubaldo Jimenez is the first National League pitcher since 1988 when Greg Maddux turned the trick to have 15 wins at the All-Star break. So based on a few shaky starts, don't rush out to deal Ubaldo Jimenez. Every fantasy player is going to hit a rocky patch. Yesterday on our SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio show, somebody called in and said, should I get rid of A.J. Burnett because he's had a few shaky starts? Why get rid of A.J. Burnett? Dave Island has just come back, and Burnett is just starting to look good again. I think the All-Star game should serve as a reminder to you that quality pitching is not easy to come by, especially in fantasy baseball. Pitching dominated last night, and pitching can certainly help you win as long as you have to have a balanced team. I mean, in drafts, I always focused on offense, and I tried to build a strong offensive team, but you can never have enough good pitching either. In drafts, a lot of people tend to wait till the fourth, fifth round, but we're already in mid-season. This really doesn't apply unless you're in a mid-season fantasy baseball league. But still, you're building your team. You're looking forward to the second half, and don't underrate top-level pitching. Just don't go out and make a deal to make a deal. Yeah, I think the All-Star game was a really good example of that last night. And certainly a sad day. One definitely not overlooked here at RotoExperts.com as George Steinbrenner passes on at the age of 80. Whether you're a Yankee fan or not, as a fantasy player, you can certainly appreciate and learn from George Steinbrenner. Steinbrenner had a vision of winning at any cost. And as a fantasy player, you have to win at any cost. It's not about making friends in fantasy baseball or fantasy football. When I go to my drafts because I'm an expert, people say, tell me who's injured and tell me who to pick. No, we're competing. We might be playing for money. So why should I help you? It's a competitive environment. We're all friends when fantasy stops. But when you're playing against somebody else, you don't have to have any scruples or anything like that. I mean, you don't want to rip off trades necessarily because you'll build a reputation, but you always have to protect yourself, and you got to look out for number one. And that's what we do here at Roto Experts. We look out for number one. We look out for you. Roto Experts was it's going into its third year now, and CEO Louis Mayone was saying that it was a very sad day when George Steinbrenner passed yesterday because Mr. Mayone basically looked to George Steinbrenner as a model for basically building his businesses and for also building RotoExperts.com. RotoExperts.com helps you dominate, and that's our vision. We've built something very special here, and we're glad that you're a part of it. And again, about George Steinbrenner, the Roto Experts family likes to extend their good wishes to his family and the whole Yankees organization and family. No matter who you root for, now is a good time just to remember that baseball is one big family, and we're all in this because we love baseball. If you like fantasy football, though, make sure you register for our exclusive Edge package. You'll see more videos like this from me. I'll be back tomorrow and every day with more Roto clips, as tomorrow we get ready for the resumption of the the 2010 fantasy baseball season. Carlos Beltran is back. I'll be talking a lot about that tomorrow. I'm Scott Engel, Managing Director of RotoExperts.com, and I'll see you every day right here.